G'day, mates. Do you know what one of the hardest human traits to practice, let alone a leadership one, especially today, is? As we head into Thanksgiving week next week, it is best that we are reminded of that one leadership trait that gets tougher to practice every time we turn on the news. Grace. Yep, and not the soft, marshmallow, fluffy kind. I mean the real stuff, the tough and steady and generous and truthfully compassionate grace that doesn't swing with the headlines or the algorithms or the latest culture war buzzwords. Because let's drop the gloves here, if you will. With wars abroad, political food fights at home, DEI, no DEI debates, evolving current cultures, not to mention about 12 different versions of what leadership should be that are floating around online, it's no wonder leaders feel like they're trying to meditate on a trampoline. Get it? But here's a timeless, natural truth. Legacy leadership, the kind that we're trying to pursue here, right, is the kind that is built on traits that outlast trends. Traits like grace and patience and listening and compassion and humility and steadiness and love. Yes, the big one. These virtues have been with us since humanity first learned to make fire, and they've been modeled by the greatest teachers across time. The prophets, the sages, the wayshowers, the spiritual masters who taught us how to be better humans. They mattered thousands of years ago, and they'll still matter long after the pundits and algorithms sign off for the night. Abe Lincoln reminded us, I destroy my enemies when I make them my friends. Talk about grace under pressure, eh? John Wooden, the famous coach, says, be slow to judge and quick to understand. There's always more than two ways to look at things. And Maya Angelou gave us the Thanksgiving North Star, something to remember next week. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. So this week, while the world debates anything and everything, and hopefully not over mashed potatoes, let's practice grace. Not alone, but together. This Thanksgiving, let's do something special amongst all of us L.O.L leader types. Let's sync up. A tiny tribe-wide reset, a unified breath, a moment where we all can co-create just a little quantum shifting towards ever more kindness and love. Trust me, if enough of us do it, the universe will feel it. It'll be a huge ripple effect. And not because it's easy, but because it's legacy. Not because it's trendy, but because it's actually timeless. And not because others deserve it, easy for me to say, but because we are playing the generational infinite game that comes from the past of infinity and goes towards the future of infinity. Yes. Grace is that trait that strengthens families, teams, and tribes and futures. Yes, indeed. It also is the cheapest Black Friday deal you'll ever find. And again, one of those special gifts that grows in value the more you give it. And let's be sure to listen closely to the TGIM next Monday, because you'll be getting a double dose of these grace injections. Yeah. Plus, it has 0 calories and only very positive side effects. So go ahead, indulge, listen to it over and over and over again. Yes. And remember this as you go through this Thanksgiving week and time and holidays beyond that. Remember that the real, most gracious legacy is always you.